All right, so I hope that you're with me to this point. And so far, we've gone to a certain depth with this idea of spirit. But now I want to take it a little deeper again. And I want to ask you to stay with me as I talk through something that might be a little bit hard for some people to hear. Now, in terms of spirit, the question I want to ask is, do you think spirit is something external to you? Or is it something internal, something within? And if it's something external, do you think that spirit has any personal agenda? Maybe the ability to change what happens in your life? Maybe the ability to reward you or to punish you in some way? How do you understand spirit? Is there any fear attached to your understanding of spirit? Now, I don't know about you. When I was at school, and the teachers were always talking about the school spirit, having school spirit, I was totally convinced that our school was haunted. I thought there must be some ghost behind a closet there because they keep talking about this school spirit. So I've always been terrified by that word spirit until I grew up and started to see that people used the word spirit in all sorts of different ways. Once I understood that, I realized not to take it so personally or fearfully. So we talk about the human spirit, we talk about being a free spirit, we talk about being connected to people in spirit. If we can't be at a party, we might say, I'll be with you in spirit. We use the word spirit in so many different ways, and I think we, generally speaking, know what we mean. But I think there's still a little bit of vagueness and misunderstanding around that word. Now, I had an experience last week that was really horrific to me. I heard about this situation. Our family moved into our local area here, and they have a young daughter who has a spinal issue and walks with a walking frame. They came from San Francisco. They moved into this neighborhood, and the young daughter was outside playing with the neighborhood kids, and one of the kids said, "What school do you go to?" The girl told her what school, and then was told, "Well, we only play with kids from the Christian school." Now, this young girl obviously was surprised and horrified by this, went home and told her parents. Her mother took an opportunity the next day to talk to the mother of this other girl and said, "My daughter said that your daughter said that she will only play with kids from the Christian school." And the mother said, "Yes, that's right. We don't allow our kids to play with anyone other than kids from the Christian school." Now, that's horrifying enough to me, but it gets worse. In the same conversation, she went on to say, "Do you realize that your daughter is disabled because of some sin in your life? Your family's being punished and you need to repent." Now, can you imagine a more demoralizing worldview? Can you imagine how unwelcoming, how inhospitable that is? How, you might even say, unchristian that is to treat someone that way? But above all, it's just a demoralizing worldview to imagine that there's something called spirit or God or the universe or whatever language you use out there that would punish someone like that. This poor girl has a disease which will probably take her life very young. And the parents are giving her the best possible years that they can. What sort of a worldview is it to imagine that God or Spirit would be punishing them? It's not a worldview that I want any part of. I can't associate with people who are part of religions who speak that sort of awful, hateful, fearful message. And nor can I understand an idea of God or spirits that would reward people, some type of cosmic rewards program, as if somehow we can earn our wellness. This is not what wellness is about. Wellness is about inner wholeness. It's about being content with who you are, being at home in your own skin. Now, I'm very comfortable calling that experience the God within. That feeling that I'm part of the whole, that there is the seed of something divine and powerful and beautiful within me. Very comfortable calling that God within. But I'm not comfortable talking about a God or a spirit who is external to me, who has some personal agenda for my life, whether it's for good or for ill, whether it's reward or punishment. I just can't fathom that type of demoralizing worldview. Now, there's an episode in the television show Mad Men. Don Draper is the head honcho ad man in the show Mad Men, and at a certain point he's being questioned about how he comes up with his genius in advertising. And he says, "I hate to break it to you, but there's no system. The universe is indifferent." Now that sounds harsh, and yet that's the way I see it as well. I don't think the universe is a sentient being. I don't think it's personal. I don't think that it has any agenda for good or for ill for any of us. It just is. And the things that we experience in life just are. They're not rewards. They're not punishment. There's no absolute message or meaning coming through them. They just are. And the mark of someone who lives with a sense of inner spirit, the mark of someone who is at peace at home with themselves, is the ability to make meaning, to create meaning out of circumstances and events that actually make a difference in the world and last beyond them. Now, to me, that is a more empowering and personally responsible worldview than believing in a personal being outside of myself. So let me be very clear. For me, spirit is very much an inner sense of being whole. And when my mind and my body are one, united, together, then my spirit is whole.